Big band arrangement equals lots of science. On top of this science, there's like an element of your creativity, imagination, and personality. Our goal is to constantly expose these. That's what makes your music you. We are looking deeper into trombone section, trumpet section, and saxophones and their interaction. When it comes to big band arrangement, every single person is going to have a different, idea how to approach the subject. Imagination, creativity, and personality are the most important components to create music arrangement. Of course, we are talking about ear training, even music education, but at first, you start hearing that sound in your head. Then we manifest it in the music sheet. The way I like to approach music is through my bass and voice. This is my music background. I've been doing it for so long that I feel the most familiar with that combination. What this combination does to me, you see, I spill by playing bass a chords progression. On top of that bass walking line, I sing. So I've got two extreme spectrums of music, the lowest and the most important one, the melody. When I do that, when I record this duet into my DAW, I've got a phenomenal template to work with. I walk through that chords progression. Today's chords progression, by the way, comes from this beautiful jazz standards chord, After You've Gone. And we didn't alter any chords. There is no modern harmony or anything like that. It's just pure execution of chords progression coming from that tune. Let's take a look at our recording first. Bass, voice, then piano.
After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying. You'll feel blue, you'll feel sad, you'll miss the dearest pal you've ever had. There come a time, now don't forget it. There come a time when you regret it. Someday, when you're grown lonely, your heart will break like mine and you won't be lonely. After you've gone away. After I'm gone, after we break up, after I'm gone, you're gonna wake up. You will find you were blind to let somebody come and change your mind. After the years we've been together, they joy and fears, all kinds of weather. Someday look and uncard it. You long to be with me right back when we started. After you've gone, after I'm gone away. Oh, after I'm gone, after I'm gone away. After I'm gone, after I'm gone away. One. After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying. You'll feel blue, you'll feel sad, you'll miss the dearest pal you've ever had. There come a time, now don't forget it. There come a time when you regret it. Someday, when you're grown lonely, your heart will break like mine and you want me only. After you've gone, after you've gone away.
Okay, so we've got the bass. I imagine the arrangement. I play a little bit of introduction, then I start singing, then I create the space for the future horn section to blast, to be, on top of everything and shine with their own glory, and then some kind of culmination. The tune comes to an end. So when I print those kind of tracks, I look at my screen and just, okay, this is the form of my music arrangement for big band. Now, I start looking for those little packets of opportunity to write horns.
After we break up, after I'm gone, you're gonna wake up. You will find you were blind to let somebody come and change your mind. After the years,
the bass, it's gonna establish that root of each chord.
And fears all kinds of weather. Someday, look and uncard it. You long to be with me right back when we started. After you've gone, after I'm gone away. Oh, after I'm gone, after I'm gone away.
So once we have these two in place, now we can start thinking about the horns. Let's start with our saxophone section. Okay, to make it even stronger, we decided to team up with the trumpets playing the same melody. Of course, there's some change in the end, but it's not important at this moment. Trombones, they will have a different role in that moment. They will create a contra, rhythmic, harmonic stage. Okay, if we put them together, they create a beautiful opening act. We already mentioned that inspiration comes from different places. There's imagination, creativity, personality, ear training, and also music education. Um, you know, the way I work and my brain digests the music looks like this. I'm a jazz vocalist. Jazz vocalists, they get this tool called SCAT, which means we are capable of improvising the music sometime. Ba-bu-dee-ba-dee-ba-doo-bom, ba-dam, ba-da, ba-da-ba-dam-dee-bom, ba-dam, ba-dee-git-ka-ga-gung-ka-doo-ba-bu-dee-doo-ba. Right? So that's the tool in our disposal. Now, I start using this tool slightly different. You see, instead of scatting, I use the sound of the scat to present possible horn voicings. So I hear the music and I start to use my bop do ba da bob ba boo do bong to kind of, I try to visuals how the trombones could exist in that music piece, how the trombones trumpet section could interact with the trombone section, and so on. Okay, so basically that's like a visual game I play, what includes sense of sight and also sense of hearing. Exactly. So I interact with these senses for a while until I find something valuable. Once I find it, I grab it and I use it. Here's the example, how we came up with this melody line.
We bom body boo ba fo bo wo bo body ba doo ba fo bo wo bo pa pa po ba de bo doo ba ba doo de de bom. After you've gone and left me crying.
So once we have the introduction in place, we can concentrate on another section. Let's start with saxophones as well. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the next section. Now, when you look up, there is no trumpets involved in this exchange. No trumpets. But when you concentrate on trombones, they exist in a slightly different fashion. Okay, so they've got a different role in that moment. I want you to look at individual tracks. Trombone 1, trombone 2, 3, and 4. The first thing what comes to your mind is like, wait a minute, there's more voicings than one in every single track. And you're absolutely right. However, the notes in black are going to be played. The notes in white are going to be muted. Okay? This track and how it's shaped came from original track which we made by using a left-hand comp. Here we go. This is original track what we generate the rest of the tracks from. Now the technique looks like this. You see, in big band there is a huge potential of making mistakes by accident. Now, I try to work fast, and I don't want to dive into problems later on. Like something doesn't work well, and what is it? Where's the problem? So we try to find it. This system helps me to organize my flow in a much better way. I copied that track 4 times for trombone 1, 2, 3, and 4. They've got identical essence, but in first track, I'm gonna mute voicing number 2, 3, and 4 and keep the first one. Okay? On the trombone 2, I'm gonna mute first one and 3 and 4. In trombone 3, I'm gonna mute 1, 2, and 4. And trombone 4, I'm gonna mute 1, 2, and 3. So that's the game. Now, you may say, it's like, what's the point? Why don't you delete it? Well, that's what's gonna help me to work fast. If I ever have a problem, and it doesn't, the sound doesn't come across like it's supposed to, I will be able to substitute those lines. Like sometimes, instead of this note, we will share this note. You know what I mean? So it's like you dive into this microscopic adjustments, and then your creativity goes to the roof. You work fast, boom, boom, boom. Changes, let's listen to the changes. No, it doesn't work. Let's go back to a previous arrangement. So this system helps me to achieve that. And through this system, like if I look at the trombone number 2, you see, I know that which notes are, like, for example, this moment will be shared with the trombone 1. So they double the amount of sound by playing unison. But after that, trombone 2, trombone 2, trombone 2. They share trombone 1, 1, 1 with 2, and then trombone 2, 2, 2, 1, shared, just one punch, and trombone 2. So everything becomes much more clear and much more honest. Okay? And once I have distributed trombones into individual tracks, I just selected the template, mute the template, very important, mute it, and put it away. It's still there. You see, it's still there. Put it away. That's why it has to be muted, because if I put it away unmuted, it's gonna sound. Okay? Now, this is very important. You have to understand one thing. My goal is not to create, my focus goes towards the sound, but not the way you think. My goal is not to polish that music. This music will be never heard by other people. This music exists only for me. Based on this music, I check the relationships between instruments. And so I arrange the music. Once the music is finished, I'm gonna give this music to my assistant, and she's gonna type the music into the music score for real playing. So no one ever will hear this music. So from this point, I don't care about I don't care about imperfections. You see, it's supposed to flow. As you see, they are not perfectly aligned with each other. Some notes are shorter than the others. It's not my concern. My concern are the intervals, and my concern is chords. Progression, if they cook the way they're supposed to. Okay? So once I'm certain, guess what? I move on. I don't care about all the other noise, none related to my work. Okay, so we've got the trombone section. How they interact with the saxophones. Let's take a listen. That's the sound. The reason why we muted the piano in this point is I want to make sure that those horns deliver the quality of the chords. So it's going to be much easier for me to find any mistakes. As you see, we are dealing with lots of energy. And for me right now, I'm just double checking my work. If the notes are in place, the range of motion is right, every horn feels comfortable in their own range, stuff like that. And I don't want to hear that, this note is unavailable, this note is too low, this note, or transition from one point to another doesn't make sense. All right, we abandoned the trumpets for a moment until now. So let's just concentrate on that. Let's do the rhythm section without drum set, just bass piano, and let's just play with that sensation of trumpets. So that's the trumpet section. So it's nothing complicated about the trumpet section. They exist in this three-part voicing, sometimes octaves, and the range of motion, doesn't extend the regular. Like every trumpet player can basically hit those notes, no problem. It's more about staying in tune since they repeat the same note sometimes. So that's the biggest challenge. When we add saxophones and trombones, we witness that deeper interaction. The energy is everything. However, we don't need to use all the warmth right away. We can balance the arrangement by introducing the softer parts, the louder parts, and just interact that way. So it's that's why we mentioned the imagination and your creativity, because these aspects of you will come across. The bass line presents the chorus progression. I built the structural horns on top of that, and they follow that chorus progression. I can hear it, even though we don't have the piano. They take over. I can feel all those tensions, threes and sevens, right, in them. So it's like, okay, something is cooking. So now it just comes down to the taste, what to keep, what to move around. I love my drum set to be treated melodically as well. I want to include the drummer with that horn interaction. How do I do that? I create additional track for drum set. On that track, I've got my drum set ready to go, like always. But instead of essence of the drum set, I put the essence of one of the saxes. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Right? So I would love to pop up. I want to include these punches to the drum set. So what do? I eliminate everything else. I keep those 4 notes. And by doing so, I spice my drum playing with those additional accents. In the original drum set, these punches don't exist. When I add these punches, they create a new dimension, new depth into the drum playing. Here's another example of the punches. And of course, this technique is so powerful that we're gonna create a separate video just for that reason. Let's listen the whole arrangement. So every single voicing is unleashed. And boom, all the accents, saxes, trombones, trumpets. Let's listen everything except the vocalist. And voila, we have a starting point. Once we have that fundamental sound under control, now we can dive into articulations and polish that music in a deeper way. I'm aware that some of the playing is too soon, too late, and so on. It's not my concern. I'm checking things out. I'm checking the intervallic relationships, chords progression, the relationships between those packets of horns, if they interact well and end up in a certain alignment I desire. Then we will transform this music into music score, and voila, the real musicians will get the music sheet, and then they will play it. You may consider that everything you write for those musicians, make sure that it's interesting, that they are not bored by it, that they are eager and excited to play this tune over and over again. Okay? Because everything is built on a repetition, and if my voice sucks, I won't be physically, emotionally engaged in that exchange. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, my name is Piotr Kowalczyk.
After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there is no denying. You'll feel blue, you'll feel sad, you'll miss the dearest pal you've ever had. There come a time, now don't forget it, there come a time when you regret it. Someday, when you grow lonely, your heart will break like mine and you won't be lonely. After you've gone away. After I'm gone, after we break up, after I'm gone, you're gonna wake up. You will find you were blind to let somebody come and change your mind. After the years we've been together, they joy and tears, all kinds of weather. Someday, blue and unguarded, you long to be with me right back when we started. After you've gone away. Oh, after I'm gone away. After I'm gone away.